Race by Steve Metzger. Who will win? Let's see. It was a chilly day in November. During a game of hide-and-seek, Ollie the turkey heard Farmer Katie talking to Farmer Joe. Who's going to be the Thanksgiving turkey this year? Farmer Katie asked. I don't know, Farmer Joe replied. But this turkey has to be very special. Ollie's eyes opened wide. I'd better decide soon, Farmer Joe continued. Thanksgiving's almost here. Casey and Wing crashed into Ollie. We found you! They shouted. You won't believe what I just heard, said Ollie. Farmer Joe's going to pick one of us to be the Thanksgiving turkey. He said you have to be special. Then it should be me, Wing said. I'm the coolest turkey. No, I should be picked, Casey said. I have the most colorful feathers. I've got it, Ollie said. Let's have a field day with different sporting events. The winner of each event gets a medal. Then we can show Farmer Joe who to pick, Casey added. The one who wins the most medals. They quickly decided on the events. There would be running, throwing, dancing, an obstacle course, and high jumping. Later that afternoon, the goats and horses began hanging banners and flags from tree to tree. The ducks took care of the drinks, while the chickens knitted souvenir sweaters. The next morning, Rooster crowed, "Cock-a-doodle-doo! Let the games begin!" Casey ran towards the barn with Ollie and Wing close behind. When they got there, the other farm animals were already waiting for them. The first event is a turkey trot, Pete the chicken announced. Ollie, Casey, and Wing lined up. Ready, set, go! Pete shouted. Casey was in the lead, but slowed down to blow kisses to her friends. Ollie and Wing raced past her as they got closer to the finish line. Wing pulled Ollie's sweatband down over his eyes. I can't see! Wing had won the race as Pete handed him the first medal. Wing shouted, I am the greatest! No fair, Ollie whispered to Casey. As the pigs played turkey in the straw, Casey won the bucket throwing event. Wing and Ollie hurried over to the duck pond, but Casey decided to rest for a moment. Farmer Joe and Farmer Katie strolled by. The animals are sure busy today, Farmer Katie said. Especially those sweet turkeys. Well, Farmer Joe said, one of them gonna be mighty tasty at next week's Thanksgiving dinner. Mighty tasty! Casey shouted as she jumped. So that's what happens to the Thanksgiving turkey. I'd better warn Ollie, but not that cheater Wing. He makes me so mad. She raced over to the duck pond. Don't win any more medals, Casey said to Ollie. Why not? The Thanksgiving turkey is going to be cooked. Oh no, that's terrible, Ollie said. But what about the last two field day events? If Wing wants to win so much, Casey replied, we'll just let him. Time for the obstacle course, Pete said. Follow the path from the pig pen to Farmer Joe's tractor. The winner is the first one to reach the top. Let's get started, Wing said. I can't wait to win. Ready, set, go! The three turkeys went through the pig pen, over the haystacks, across the clothesline, and onto Farmer Joe's tractor. Hooray for me! Wing shouted. Only one more medal to go. Casey and Dolly looked at each other. They felt bad about Wing. Please come down from the tractor, Wing, Casey said. We have something to tell you. Yes, yes, Wing replied. You think I'm wonderful. Casey told Wing what really happened to the Thanksgiving turkey. What? Are you sure? Wing yelled. I don't want to be Thanksgiving dinner. Here, take my medals. Calm down, Wing, Ollie said. Let's think for a minute. After a few moments, Casey shouted, I've got it! She whispered her idea to Ollie and Wing. Time for the high jump, our last event, Pete called out. The turkey that jumps over the highest object wins. Starting with a milk bucket. Ollie, Casey, and Wing quickly moved on to jumping over a rocking chair, a bale of hay, and a cornstalk. I guess it's a three-way tie, Pete said. There's nothing left to jump over. I see one more thing, Casey said as she pointed to the fence surrounding the farm. Ready, set, go! Pete called out. Ollie, Wing, and Casey raced for the fence. They jumped exactly the same time and just barely made it over the top. Come back and get your medals, Pete called out. But the three turkeys kept right on running and running and running. And as for the Thanksgiving dinner, Farmer Joe and Farmer Katie ate the most delicious vegetable stew. The end.